This is everything they never told you about real estate with the AI queen, Carrie Sauvé, sharing the tech, tools, and lead gen strategies that top producers won't tell you about. Now, here's your host, Carrie.
Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. I am joined with a colleague, an agent in my own market, an agent within my own brokerage of EXP, a team leader, somebody I have coached in AI. She is all the things. Actually, when you think of Niagara real estate, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, it's Emily Berry. So Emily Berry is here. And thank you so much for coming on the show. I just built you up.
Thank you. That was a pretty good intro.
That's literally accurate. So
yeah, thank you.
I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm not sure if anybody knows this about me. I live in Niagara, but I just moved back here. I grew up here. So I traded in Hamilton. So I don't know a lot of realtors in the Niagara region. Obviously, it's close enough to Hamilton where I know the top producers, right? But this was not my market I traded in. So when you think about Niagara real estate, who do you think about? I'm going to think about somebody that's been in the business as long as I have, so at least 15 years. And I'm going to think about the person that I see on the billboards and the team, right? With the biggest presence. And that's the Emily Berry team. So that was the honest to God's truth.
Jeez. Wow. Thank you.
Well, who the hell has a bigger brand presence in Niagara? We have some other teams creeping up there now. Fair enough. We've had a lot of agents join it since COVID, join our industry. But even Rob Golfi, you see his shit everywhere in Niagara. But he's not a Niagara agent. I wouldn't consider him one. I always considered him Hamilton. So
that's where his original market was. But yeah, he does have a good share of billboards in our area. And I think it was 2022, we just went nuts with the billboards, more for fun and for exposure for our team. And, it got some talk, and it was also a tricky year. We're trying to really brand our team, right? The Berry team, as opposed to just being affiliated with a brokerage. I did this big billboard branding, but we've scaled back. We do some boards around the holidays, but we have a digital board that we're on all the time, and we can rotate stuff. So I think some people say, oh, I see your billboards everywhere. And I don't say it, but I feel like, oh, we just have the one digital board now in Niagara Falls. But it's because we ran so many at one point. My mother went to La Coco's, and there was 3 billboards at La Coco's, and I was on all 3.
Oh my goodness.
And my mother took a picture, and it ended up on my social, and everyone was laughing at me. And I don't know where these billboards are going. They just slapped them up.
That must be annoying, so that you don't get to pre-approve. I've never had a billboard in my entire 15 years. I'm sure you know this about me. I was social media heavy. So I never did any of the traditional advertising or prospecting. So I would assume it's super expensive. And
it is. Yeah, you don't want to know.
I feel like I would want to know exactly where the hell my shit's going,
Well, there's different packages. You can always get certain boards, but then if they say, oh, you can have 20 more for this price, and it's a great price, they're going to just stick you anywhere. It is the way it is, but real estate is not about billboards, though. They're fun, but it's not.
I know. So, okay. So, when did you form your team? What year did you form? What year did you get into real estate first?
We can do the math, but probably 21 years ago.
Nice. And did you have a team right away? You didn't, right?
Teams weren't a thing.
Right.
No, they were not. I think there was I started off at a Coldwell Banker office in Fonthill. And then I moved to a Royal LePage office in Niagara Falls. I remember there was a couple ladies in there that were a team that kind of covered for each other, and everyone knew they worked together. Apart from that, maybe a few other names, but teams weren't a thing. And I definitely didn't set out to become a team leader when I got my real estate license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many team members do you have right now?
Well, currently licensed agents, we have about 18, but Joe's licensed, but he's our marketer. So he's not really selling. So let's minus him.
Okay.
And then one of my girls who's licensed is on our support staff right now. So I would say like 16
Perfect.
currently with maybe one or two onboarding in the next 60 days.
And for people who don't know, you work with your husband. So Joe's your husband. And how is that dynamic? I've had other agents on this podcast who are part of like a husband and wife team, and they rave about it. But to be honest, like I'm trying to talk Ricardo into getting his license and working with me. But he's like, I feel like we would be divorced really quick if we worked together. So tell me what it's like, the truth. Tell me the truth.
You know what, Carrie? I think every husband and wife team would be different. The dynamics are different. The relationships are different. So I think what works for one person might not work for somebody else. But when we were getting into the business together, I remember some of our long-term clients in our family were concerned. Like, I don't know if you guys should be doing that. Like, it's not going to be good for your relationship. And husband and wife work together. And I remember, feeling a bit discouraged about that. But we didn't set out to do that. Again, like this is just what happened in our life. It was life events leading up to, it was the right decision at the time because he was in accounting. He went to school, for 8 years to be a chartered accountant. He was very educated. He had, a computer engineering diploma. Then he was an accountant. Then he became a CA. But as my business started to grow, it was just one of those natural next steps. We realized one day, like, this is what we have to do for our family. He didn't like his job. He wasn't passionate about it. He didn't love going in and answering to all these different people. He was never home, Carrie. He was at accounting firms and he would leave at 7 a.m. and get back at 10. Like, that's not, a fun life. Missing your kids' soccer games and not being able to help me bothered him a lot because he was out of town every day. And then he was tired driving in. And then I was just running ragged with my real estate business. It was growing, but I hit a ceiling where on my own, I couldn't do anymore. I want to say I was doing maybe about 40 deals a year on my own, with 2 young children, no assistant, no help. My husband was never home. Mind you, I had good support. I had my mom but you're doing everything on your own. You're doing your paperwork, your marketing, your pictures, every single thing. So it became one of those, like, something has to change.
Yeah.
And him, and he didn't, if he loved his job, I would never have suggested that, but he didn't love his job. He was like, man, you could take it or leave it. It's running me ragged too. And I'm stressed and I'm not enjoying this. Life is short. And he left accounting and he came to
Joe, because like, I wonder if it was scary for him to give that up, because I know that's what's holding my husband back.
We had a plan, Carrie. Like, he's a numbers guy and he was a tax accountant. So I remember when we were even toying with the idea, it was scary. It was like, this would be terrifying. And his parents helped him pay for school and he has this great job. And then walking away from all of that, from his benefits, from a 6-figure income, like, how do we do that and feel comfortable? But so he went back to the spreadsheets because he's a spreadsheet guy. And he said, okay, if I come work with you and get my license and we split all of our deals this way, we're going to save this much in taxes. And it's actually the same as me getting a job for about 80,000 a year instead of this. And I said, okay, so, but I mean, there was a lot more to it, but at the end of the day, you know what? My mental and emotional health was suffering and I couldn't continue the way I was continuing. So he's like, I have to do this. I have to come help you and work with you and let's do this together. And I think we just took a huge leap of faith. We believed in it. We had, it just felt like the right thing to do.
It obviously worked out because you just started adding to your team, right? I'm guessing that's how you got here today. And you just made a huge move. What, like not even a year ago.
A little over a year ago. So it was January 8th, 2024, January 8th. Yeah.
Yeah, you moved from your brokerage, which was Rebel Realty, which is growing at a really great pace as well, over to EXP. That's how, like, we knew each other from like mutual friends in high school. Like, we are around the same age. We weren't in the same friend group, but that's when we really connected because I'm very active within EXP, obviously.
Yeah, I started seeing you everywhere and I was like, I know her from school. And then I think we ran into each other in the lobby at EXPCon, and that was it. It's just there's some people you just connect with, right? And you can feel like yourself around, and within 20 seconds we were just dumping our stuff on each other and
Right.
swearing away about stuff, and you just know, right? So I think that was where we reconnected there. But yeah, it wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't like, let's just build a team and start adding these people. We didn't, it was a survival mode, really, for me. Some people start a team for various reasons, but for me, I needed to
Yeah.
bring people in to help me survive, right?
Yeah. So okay, so I'm just going to tell the audience, okay, when we met, we obviously started talking about AI. Like, I don't think anybody who's met me in the last 3 years has not heard about AI from me. So it's just standard. But you started thinking about it and you're like, F it. I'm just gonna enroll in Carrie's program. And I didn't actually realize that most agents don't even like you're the one who told me this. After you were already in my program, you said, Carrie, I didn't understand what AI was. And I
No,
was
I
like,
didn't.
what? Because it's that just shows you that like the massive success that I've had with this company is all built on trust. It's got to be, because if you don't know what the hell you're buying, then there's got to be a level of trust there in me, right? Who's like selling you on it. But what did you say to me? You were like, I didn't even know what it was. And I am like, you're like, how did I function before AI? I think that's what you said. So tell me what
The,
yeah.
yeah, people are gonna think I'm a bird. I'm running around, I'm trying to build this business, and I had a lot of different twists and turns the last several years. And then you start hearing things like AI, VA, and blah, blah, blah. And then one of my real estate coach, she's my coach today, she was like, you need a VA and you need this and you need to get into AI. And to me, and I don't know why, to me, I thought it was like back end systems, like doing all your stuff behind the scenes and working for you. Like I believe I was a bit confused with the VA and AI. So I was like, no, that's just a lot of work training little robots to do stuff. Get away from me. And then, yeah, I ran into you and started looking into it a bit more. But you just like, you got to trust me. Like, this is what you need to do, Emily. This is what everyone's going to be doing. And for Joe and I, we always try to be like starters of things. And, 10 years ago, nobody was doing video, and we started doing video. And, people aren't doing this. I think this is going to be really cool. It's going to set us apart. Let's start doing this. And then people copy you, which is like the biggest, compliment. That's great. But I don't know, like a light switch went off when I realized what it was. And I didn't even hesitate to purchase your course. I think that was the summertime too. I remember going up north and I was so excited. I was going to dive into this course. I had no idea what I was diving into. I didn't know what it was going to be. I had just purchased it. And I think Joe and I, for like 3 days straight, just like our mouths were just like, oh my God, look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, did you watch this one? Okay. No. Like, you see this? And now I'm like programming my chat GBT to talk like me and to understand me. Like, I went today, Carrie, and I said to AI, based on everything you know about me and my business and my employees and my goals, Can you give me a fresh new affirmation for this morning?
Okay.
This is stuff I do. I know how to
Well,
it's
hold on
just
a second. Have you watched the new, because I add to the program constantly.
I
There are
know.
3 new videos that were added 4 days ago. One of them is tasks. You can now schedule that to happen every single morning at
Oh,
like
stop.
7 a.m. So it's even better now. So like that's like perfect that you do that because I'm just making your life even better.
Yeah, I mean, even from, doing all the back end setup, that just blew me away. And I hadn't even got into all of the different chapters and courses and social media stuff yet. But I think sometimes people get like a blockage like that. I don't have time to do this. It's so much to learn. And you know what? I just sat there and said, I'm going to watch all this. I'm going to definitely pick some stuff out and implement it in my business. But you don't have to digest everything at one time. You just don't have to do that. You can take it in pieces, right? And that's what I've tried to do. I'm really focused on becoming like an AI team leader, and training my team. So they throw things in the chat all the time. They still do it. And little like questions. Oh, you guys, can we do this under Tressa? Oh, is this allowed? Is our errors and omissions insurance kick in if we don't take commission on something? Like little like question. And I just sit back and I'm like, come on, guys, you can do it. Thought partner. No. So then they go back and forth, and then I just ask AI. And then I put it in and I just say, thought partner, guys, thought partner. It's just helping me. Like, I feel like I have a free assistant at all times.
Yeah.
And I think once you really understand what it can do, like this morning, it did my whole agenda for my meeting with my GM and my onboarding and recruiting girl. I was running late. Give me an agenda. Here's my thoughts. I talk to it. It just spits everything out that I need. And then I just do little tweaks. That just saved me an hour.
I got something that's going to help you even more. So I decided to add in and create the C-suite series of assistants. So, I have my custom GPTs for all these different jobs and workflows.
Yes.
I'm creating GPTs that are the C-suite. So I'm creating a CEO GPT, a CMO, a CIO, a CFO. I've already created the team leader GPT that can help run your entire team. That one's already in the program and it's in the folder.
Jeez.
So you can go into the Google Drive and check it out because it'll be like, hey, what are we doing today? Are we recruiting? Are we creating new systems? Like, it's just fucking fantastic. So once I saw how well that one worked, I'm like, I'm going to create an entire C-suite of AI agents. So that's my next step. And I think that's what you're going to love, because once you start using AI in your everyday life, you're like, okay, what's next? So I tell people,
what else can I do? Yeah.
So I tell people, okay, I don't have an assistant. I have a hard time keeping assistant because I hire down in AI. Like AI just does it better, that because I use it at such a high level that I can't hold on to a human. Like, it's just not good enough, the work, which is like good or bad. I don't know, it depends which way you look at it. But I'm thinking, like, how do I remove the need to hire up? Like, that's what my big goal is. So this is the first step, is creating the GPTs to act as a C-suite. But obviously, as AI advances, we're going to be, able to actually have proactive C-suite agents that just work on their own and are programmed and have automations attached to them as well. So that is obviously coming one step at a time.
The one thing I loved, like, you're always throwing these new GPTs out. And I really think, Carrie, a lot of people don't understand what they are. They don't, like, there's just this, people don't get it until they experience it and actually see what it can do. But the one that over the holidays, I had to do 15 business plans for my team members. And I don't just do one thing and they all get cookie cutter stuff. Of course, I have to meet with them for an hour and I ask them questions, and what's your schedule and how many hours do we have to work with? What's your goals? What's driving you? Okay, what activities are going to we work on? And then you threw out that business planning wizard. Well, I just would go in there and say, okay, I just met with Lisa. She wants to sell this many houses next year and net this much. And this is what she enjoys doing. She's very good at this. She wants to dive into calls. She wants to do this. And then it was even giving me industry standards for conversion rates because I don't have all that on my team yet. I haven't been tracking that.
Yeah.
So I don't have what Mario Soldo's conversion percentages are for his calls versus his door knocks. I don't have a lot of that information. So I go to the wizard and I say, okay, this is a brand new agent. Use low industry standards for the conversion numbers and give me a chart that shows her exactly how many calls she has to do to conversations, to appointments, to the deal closed. Click. And I was doing these beautiful business plans for them. I'd never done that in all my years. And it was nice being able to like help my team and give them something more clear than, okay, what do you want to hit next year? And then away you go and just hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
So that was a big one. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I had like, that one was a hit. I had so many people message me and email me and say, holy shit, I went to 8 business planning seminars over the months of November and December and took away nothing and got everything I needed from this GPT. They're like, what the hell? And I'm like, this is one out of like 18 guys that I have. And count.
Do you want to know what like a big problem in our industry is?
Yeah.
Everyone is complicating everything. There's this need to have answers and feel important and put out knowledge. And so they take these simple concepts and make it so complicated. And my brain is like, I need very simple. I need simple. And I know a lot of my team members are like that too. Mm-hmm. I have a few of them that are overthinkers that are different types of brains than me. And I know how to help them. But then there's the other ones, they need to keep things simple. And even being able to say to AI, you know what I did the other day? Oh, I have so many examples.
Yeah.
I did, we were doing scripts with one of my girls. It was a media day and she is so cute and she kept fumbling her scripts, even though we have a teleprompter up. It was all there for her and she was getting frustrated because she's Latin. So I put the script in chat. I said, can you please make this a bit simpler for somebody that has a 5 out of 10 English and not a 10 out of 10 English?
I love it. And it worked.
I said, don't use big words. She's getting frustrated. And it said, okay. You know, it's so funny. And I had an AI session with my in-laws, Carrie. I don't know if you saw that post.
Yes.
They're so cute. I kept talking about AI and they're in their late 80s. And so I booked a session with them. And of course I go to AI to put the session together because AI does everything for me.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm meeting with my in-laws. They're in their late 80s. I really want to impress them with what AI can do for them. Can you give me 5 samples of what I can show them? Here's their interest. My father-in-law loves music. He likes to write music, likes to listen to music. My mother-in-law does knitting and she loves to cook. And, you know, and then maybe health things are coming up and they wonder about, oh, what should I do? What exercise should I do if my hip's hurting? So I gave it some samples and it literally gave me a class.
Yes, that's so.
They were so cute. I sat there with my laptop. They had their laptops on each side and they're leaning in and I would give a prompt. And my father-in-law understood first. He could see what was going on. He would say, okay, Inez, just hold on, quiet. Okay, press enter. What's it going to do? Enter. And he would be like, so the next day, iPads, cell phones, laptops, I had to go there like, Emily, we need this app on all of our devices. It was just,
I love that.
They're the most high-tech seniors. They're so cute.
I actually had a call with a famous radio show host and he was like, I think you should start a YouTube channel because he believes that media audiences, traditional media audiences are kind of dead, which is why I'm not saying who he is, because it's contrary to his entire being. But he believes in YouTube and socials more these days than traditional media. And he thinks I should put together a channel showcasing how simple ways that boomers can use AI in their daily lives. What do you think?
I love it, because I think the way my brain and what I've learned from you is all throughout the day, I hear people ask questions and have challenges. And I just wish I had the time to just show them what it can do. Even my mom was having an issue. My mother is a big TikToker. Okay.
Oh,
My mom has the iPhone.
You got some boomers who know what the hell's going on.
My mom's pretty funny. She retired a few years ago, and she's always got to have the latest iPhone. So I'm getting the iPhone 18, and did you know what it can do? And my daughters are like, Grandma, like, what do you talk? Like, what? But she's she calls me and she says, "Oh, I don't like this program. It's not working. It's I'm doing my editing and it's coming out blurry, and there's got to be a solution. I've got to come over and see Joe, because my husband Joe's like the tech guy for everybody, right?"
Yeah.
And I just put what she's struggling with in AI, and it just troubleshooted it for me. And my mother-in-law the one night's like, "Why is this cord green going into my laptop? Oh no, it's orange." So it was a big ordeal for her. Like, it's a tech emergency. Like, my in-laws are coming over. Joe will say, "Oh my gosh, my mom's coming over with the laptop." So I got to drop everything. My in-laws are very important to me. So they come over, I swear, like maybe 3 times a week with their tech, because we got to fix stuff for them. Well, now I've showed them how to. The charging cord is orange on my laptop charger. What does this mean? So now it tells her, oh, it just means it's not fully charged.
Oh my goodness. This is the best thing ever. Emily,
it's so funny. It's so cute.
There is a tech support GPT.
Oh, stop.
I swear to God, just put that on her chat GPT account. Seriously. It's great. Okay, so in your business, what are some things that you've seen change directly related to AI? So what would you say? Have you been able to,
Everything. I don't know what I did without it. Carrie is not paying me to say this. I really don't know. I'm here just to have fun. I don't know what I did without it. And the first thing that was a big goal for me and why I wanted to learn it was, you had mentioned it can help you with agent attraction.
Yes.
And that's why I think I pulled the trigger. I said, I don't know what it is or what's going on with this robots in this, but agent attraction, I need help. And if I thought it was still a robot walking around, and that's what it did. So I got that one wizard that you gave me to build out the plans.
Yeah.
And after I put all my information in, and my chat GBT understood my goals, understood how long I've been in the business. Mm-hmm. I said, ask me questions, interview me. Chat GBT interviewed me for like 30 minutes, asking me questions. I was answering honestly, like gut-wrenching honesty. These are my fears. This is where I've made mistakes. This is what my strengths are. This is the type of agent I want on my team. At the end, it just spit out like, okay, Emily, here's what to do. And it was just, the ideas were beautiful. They were like, why didn't I think of this? Oh my gosh. Like, I did a whole thing on, sign up for your business assessment, a quick 30-minute, I forget now, but there was all these things, and I started implementing these things and scripts. And I can directly like tell you that there was seven agents I have right now that actually saw my agent attraction videos, and they're on my team now. I could say 7 because a couple of them right before I started doing that joins, but I checked before I met with you today. Definitely I can name like Amy, Jaron, and Trevor, and Mario was one. I was like, oh, I need a guy. I need more guys on my team. And then my coach is like, you can't go on social and say, I'm hiring men only. But you can't do that.
Raise them and attract the males. So, okay. So there's a difference between just recruiting agents. Did this attract the right agent? Like, Did it bring a bunch of people that you would rather not be in business with, or did this completely align? Because that's the goal of this tool that I built for you, is to let you know exactly who's going to align with you, who's going to align with the brokerage, who's going to align with your values, so that you're hyper targeting that type of person. So did it do that?
100%. And I didn't see how it was going to work. I didn't understand it. But once it started giving me the content and writing me the scripts and optimizing the words and what I was saying, it would give me these ideas to go quick video about this. And it was actually targeting the people that I wanted on my team. Like I did one whole campaign for working moms. Like I want to attract women, strong women who value other women, being surrounded by strong women and other moms who have grown their businesses and how they've done it. And I just did this whole spiel to chat. This is who I'm looking for. Provide me a series of 5 scripts for this month. Less than so many seconds long. And I can even say, give me a long form for TikTok, give me a short form for Instagram, optimize everything to target this exact type of person. And it was crazy. Like I remember when first I started getting the calls, just like, where am I finding these people? Because when I was at my last brokerage and I remember doing some campaigns and things, like I couldn't grow my team for the life of me, Carrie.
Really?
Like I could not, I would sit there and go, man, we offer such good value. We do all this marketing. Our splits are really competitive. Like I've got 20 years experience. I'm hands-on. I'm on call for these guys. They're getting this from me, this from me. I'm like, it's a hard market. Shouldn't people be wanting to join top teams? And I couldn't, I was getting nobody.
It's all in the communication. And like, honestly, what most people don't realize, I built all of these originally for myself. Like I use all of these in my own business. I'm pretty sure if you follow me on Instagram, you can see I have a boat ton of leads coming in constantly every single week. I just don't focus on agent attraction. I passively do it because, I'll just get people that book on a sales call to get my program. And they're like, I don't want your program. I just want to join you. But like, you don't have a button for that. So I'll get that once in a while.
Hang out with you.
Yeah, but that's my goal. And I know last year I said to you, like, I'll do the agent attraction with you. Like, I need to get on that. I have slacked on that. I started for like a few weeks and then I completely dropped it. And there's one thing about anything, guys, you got to do it consistently over and over and over again for it to actually work. And I just didn't have the bandwidth at the time, but this is a major goal for me for 2025. And do I know that it works? I have agents like Emily who are like, yes, I have attracted exactly who I wanted, not a bunch of deadbeats, agents that nobody else wants, because sometimes you worry about that, right? And yeah, I'm going to make the time. I just have to carve out the path. But that's okay, because I'm going to have AI carve the path for me too. Like, what's really cool? I've been asking it to like mind map shit for me. So that's your next task. I don't know how you are. Some people, I can follow written words really well, but a lot of people need to visualize things. So my one sales girl is like, you have the consulting, you have the coaching program, you have Whoosy, this tool. Like, I feel like I'm on a sales call and people still don't know what I'm talking about. And she goes, can you like create some kind of visual for me? And I literally did it in 2 minutes with ChatGPT. Because I was able to do it in 2 minutes because it knows all of my offerings. It knows everything about my business. Like everything I taught you to do, Emily, I've done in my own business. So it is fully trained on everything I offer and the current status of my business now and even a year ago. So I can ask it a simple question. It has all the data it needs. But you should definitely try asking it to map out a visual representation next time you're doing something. I think that would be super cool to see what you get. It's not perfect. You'll have to like adjust it, but it's really easy to adjust in Canvas because, we have Canvas now, right? So instead of asking it to fix this, rewrite it in this format, and now it's like this big, long, prompt series, Canvas allows you to edit within the document so that you've got one finished product instead of like pages and pages of like, how you got there. So that's nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's having fun with images with it. So he's been doing short reels for our team and creating these images. He'll say, create me an image of, let's say it's Shelby working at her desk. Create me an image of a woman with blonde hair working at the laptop, and it creates the images. And I know that my one girl around Christmas was our Christmas billboard everybody saw up on Thoroldstone Road that we got a lot of attention on.
Mm-hmm.
That was created with AI. The whole billboard.
Right.
Yeah. And we did our script for our Christmas video. It scripted out a really funny script for us to edit and film at our office. It's really changed everything. Like, I feel like for a while, I'm like, I don't have time for this. So I need a mentor program now. Now I need a contract. Now I need this. It does SOPs for me, standard operating procedures for my lead flow. Like how we used to do the stuff from scratch.
Why need somebody else to do it for you? Can you imagine?
No.
Okay, so what would you tell all the people out there that think AI is, not worth their time and they're a business owner? Not for regular people, but for business owners. What would you tell them?
I would think it's very dangerous to think that way, because other people that in your industry, your competitors, they're going to be on it. And I don't know, like I would say buy Carrie's platform. I don't know, watch a few videos, but it really is, you need to sit down with somebody that can show you. It's not just about hearing like AI is great and AI has done this. Even somebody listening to this podcast might be in real estate, still not really understanding what we're talking about. Really just take the time and sit with somebody and like, what are the most time-sucking jobs that you have throughout the day in your business, and get the app and just throw it in there and talk to it and say, hey, can AI do any of this stuff for me? My chats with AI, it's like my history is ridiculous. Like I have all these conversations all day. I think I put something in there this morning, and I forget what it was, but it was like along the lines of, all of my staff, and where do you see rooms for improvement? And
that is how I wish I love this podcast right now and this conversation, because I love somebody who looks at AI like I do. Not everybody does, and there's nothing wrong with like just wanting to do your freaking job as an agent and use it at a very basic level in terms of like automation or you know what I mean? That's fine. But like when I can talk to somebody else that's more visionary, that can think outside the box, has ideas on how to build workflows and tasks for AI, like this isn't a conversation that I can get behind, right? Like I get excited, I geek out at this.
My brain goes like the one girl I hired last year, she's one of my best hires of my career. I love her. She's doing our onboarding, recruiting. Her name's Tina. When she started working with me, I was just getting into AI, and I was like, yeah, and I'm going to show you all this cool stuff with AI. She's like, yeah, I like to do my own write-ups and all that. Like she's worked for a lot of top agents and teams, and she would do the write-ups and she would do this and she would do that. And she really kind of did the, I think I'm good. Like, I don't want, so I had to wrap her head around. I thought that way too. And it's not here to replace us. It's not here to make you look a certain way in front of people. Like people are going to tell I did AI with that. Well, then you have to tell it, I always say, sometimes I say to AI, can you do that more in my tone and less AI? I can tell it's AI. And then the AI will just give it to me more my tone. But it's a partner. It's an assistant. It's somebody like almost sitting there beside you all day long, following you around. Like, do you need something? Do you need me to look up anything? Do you need anything? Do you want me to explain something? Do you want me to find something for you? Like, imagine if you had that person following you around all day. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Especially when it's on the phone. And it's a thought partner. It's not here to replace us. It's here to help us do things faster and save us time. And I upload documents and say, can you find something I upload my agreement of purchase and sales when I get them on my listings, right to the legal wizards. I say, look, I'm in a hurry. Please summarize this for me. Tell me if you see anything that would be not in my client's best interest.
Do you like
Now,
that one or what? That one follows ORIA's regulations, just in case everybody's a little worried by this. Like, it never replaces legal advice, but it is built on the backbone of all of ORIA's forms and standard clauses and conditions as well.
And now somebody might say to me saying this, oh, well, I wouldn't, that would just make me too nervous. I wouldn't rely on the computer to do that. No, I don't. I go through that with my clients line by line when I'm presenting it to them. But this is just saving me time, saving me. It's again, just helping me think. It's like racing to the next meeting and having an assistant sitting beside me doing highlights on the offer, where I'm going to sit down later and I'm going to look at it and protect my client properly. But now I have just, the high level stuff so I can start thinking and planning that conversation with my client. It's really the things that it can do, Carrie. Like, I didn't know I don't know what I would do without it. I feel very confident that I can achieve my goals on my team now that I've been introduced to AI, and just because there's so much high level stuff I need to figure out. I need to figure out systems and mentor programs and accountability and all of this. I was just on my own, hoping for the best. And here's the system. But now I can put it in AI and say, what do you think? Give me feedback. I want you to, you're the, the expert. Tell me if I'm missing something here.
One is I ask it to analyze, critique, and suggest improvements.
Yes.
That's how I handle that. I love all of this. This is so.
And your prompts are the best. Like you give everyone your prompts in the course.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
I know. You need to get into Whoosy and plus Carrie AI next. That's the voice activated assistant, because we're integrating with Follow Up Boss.
I just got Follow Up Boss.
And Sisu. So you are going to be able to ask it to perform tasks in all three of those.
I had my Sisu meeting yesterday with this guy and my management team trying to figure out Sisu. We just bought Follow Up Boss for the whole team because we went from 5 agents to 17. So we were all on some old school CRMs that we had to finally throw the towel in and say, we can't do what we need to do on these anymore. We need something high tech that can integrate with AI and all these other platforms. So we're just learning it now, though, and it is overwhelming, especially the follow-up.
Is a team able to voice command your AI to perform tasks in Follow Up Boss or Canva or Sisu or KV Core is already integrated, right? So imagine that. That's crazy. We need to have a conversation later on this week about that. But that's your next step. Now that you're super comfortable, now let's get into automation heavy, right?
Yes. You know what I need, Carrie? I need, if I'm on with my real estate coach, who's really you got to have your shit ready. She'll throw at me, what's your GCI for the month? What are your goals? Where are your targets? What's this? What's that? And if I could say, hold on 1 second, someone's at the door. And if I could just and say, hey, what is my GCI for the month and what was my goals and what's the percentage that I've achieved? Thank you. I don't have that now. I still am going to old charts and all of that.
Okay, once a month. So if you want to do that once a month, you're just going to have a conversation, a catch up, a briefing with ChatGPT, and you're going to be like, hey, this is what we did this month. Here are our numbers. Put this in the memory. And next month, our goals are going to look like this. So that at any given moment, you can voice ask ChatGPT what your GCI was for January. Do you know what I mean? Did it align with what you set, the goal that you set? So because I have a girl in my org, she loves AI like you do since I taught her, and she's now using it as a journal. So she's speaking to it every day about everything. And if I thought my ChatGPT was customized, I have nothing on her. Hers knows her mental state, it probably knows when she has her freaking period. Do you know what I mean though? Just according to her moods, you could probably analyze that.
Oh man.
Can you imagine? right? So do like a month, like you don't have to do daily, but like I do a briefing every month telling it my sales, telling it my next month goals, telling it like just talking to it about like what happened. Oh, I created this GPT, I added this lead magnet. We're running more ads over here. I upload everything so that it knows, because then when I have those high level conversations, it has the data, because that's the most important part on accuracy and detail is the data. Okay, I have one last question for you.
No, it's one of those ones I'm going to get stumped on.
Yeah, which one do you want? Let's do okay, what's the one thing no one ever told you about real estate before you got into this business?
That it was really, really, really hard and complicated and messy. That's what I would tell any new person coming in. Are you up for a challenge? It's messy. One of the things at EXPCon that Glenn said was always stuck in my head. It's success is messy. And I loved hearing that from him, because my business has been so messy in the last 10 years. But yet from the outside, people look and say like, oh, you've been so successful. And like, oh, and I think of Niagara real estate, think of the Bear team and da-da-da-da-da. Behind the scenes, woo, it's messy.
Right?
And it's not black and white. It really is not black and white. It is so different than what people think it is. And I don't know if, when people at Humber College, and they don't prepare them for how hard it's going to be, because the agents call me, 6 months in, 1 year in, and they're not selling. And it's like the honeymoon period's over. They are like, holy cow, nobody told me it was going to.
Yeah, totally agree. Thank you so much, Emily, for joining us. This was a really, really entertaining conversation for me, because we literally, thank you for just hearing me and talking to me about AI for almost an hour, because this is my favorite thing to do ever. Really. So I really appreciate you. And I appreciate your kind words as well, and your raving reviews every time I ask you how everything's going. And in return, like, you need any AI tools made, just let me know and I will add them. I will create them and I will freaking add them. Okay.
I feel like I know this much, which has helped me out huge, but I just feel like I'm excited for AI, because I know there's so much more to it. And I know there's so much more. And like those people that are fighting it and not learning it,
yeah,
they're going to be left behind.
It's all because of pride, or maybe at the beginning they said it wasn't going to last, or it was dangerous.
I think there's some fear there too. Fear of, what people are going to think, and if they appear a certain way. But it really, I don't know, it's for the people that are thinking out of the box and not afraid of new things.
And you can even have a massive operation and have a well-oiled as well of an oiled machine as somebody with a smaller operation using AI. However, I bet you your net is going to look a lot different. Your GCI may be the same, and you might look nice and clean and crisp on the outside, but there's no way you're taking home the same amount of money as the person that's using AI at a high level. That it's about, it's about what we take home at the end of the day, right? Like, GCI is impressive and everybody uses that, but that doesn't impress me. Show me your net.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much, Emily.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me on. You're the best. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for listening to Everything They Never Told You About Real Estate. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. To connect with Carrie, or for more information about her coaching program, check out carriesauve.ca or at Carrie Sauve and Associates on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.